Hey guys, it's Stephanie Singleton. For those who don't already know this, I am the owner, wedding planner, wedding assistant, wedding officiant, as well as notary public and the janitor here at A Princess for a Day. We specialize in hosting small, intimate weddings, such as signature ceremonies, elopement ceremonies, renewal vows, and micro weddings. We accommodate up to 10 guests. We are located at 71 West Avenue, Suite 4 in Talmadge, Ohio, which is about a block away from the Talmadge Circle. Now, I'm not here to promote a Princess for a Day. I've been doing that, and we have a great platform that's already taking care of that. I am passionate. I made this video because I'm very passionate about the wedding industry, and I'm passionate about helping those individuals, those new couples who have just recently become engaged, who have just said, "What do you do after you say I do?" All right. So I've talked to a lot of couples who have asked me, where do they go from here? How do they start planning? What is the next step? And because it can become overwhelming. And I have a lot of experience that I bring to the table. As I said, I have been in it. I didn't say this, but I'm saying it now. I've been in the hair industry. I worked with brides for many years. I lived in LA where I earned my credentials as a wedding planner, working with weddings of all calibers, all budgets from two commas to no commas. And I became an official officiant in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I have officiated weddings for all religious, ethnic, and financial backgrounds, all styles of weddings, and all up and down the Las Vegas Strip. So I bring those credentials here back to my hometown, and I place them here in A Princess for a Day. But now I just want to share a little bit of knowledge that I have. Again, I specialize in small weddings here, but I know there's individuals who want the elaborate weddings, and they have a big vision. They have big families, and they have a lot of people they want to include in that special day. And I can definitely help you to do so, whether you want to spend a bigger budget or a smaller budget and still have a big vision. Okay, if that all makes sense. So, what do you do after you say, I do? Congratulations to you, first of all. Congratulations to both of you guys on your new and upcoming nuptials. The first thing you want to do is get a book. You are about to create a production, and which reminds me of when I was in LA. If you watch, excuse me, if you watch television shows, films, at the end of the show, you'll see all these names go down the television. That is called credits. Those are credits. Those are people who have been hired to execute the vision of the writer or the director, all right, for the viewers to see. And I was going to mention budget, but I'm going to mention that in a minute. But it takes money to do that, right? Okay. Whether you want it to be high quality or you want it to be grainy. Okay. So budget does play a factor, but we're going to talk about that. But that is the key point when you want to create a production. So first thing you want to do is get a book. You're about to direct your own production. You're about to hire your vendors to execute your vision, how you envision your wedding to be. All right, so you can order a book off of Amazon if you like to spend money. It's already pre-filled out. It's like the wedding Bible or such, I believe. Or you can be like me and go to Dollar Tree and save money. I love to save money. So you get a book like this, and what reason I like to cite, I was trying to say something else. You can place it in your purse. And so you can always have this book with you anywhere you go, any ideas that may come to mind, people that you meet that may can help you with your wedding. All that information go here. The ideas that you have can go here. If you have a coordinator that's going to help you with your wedding, she'll refer to this book right here. This is all coming out of your brain because it's a lot of pieces to make this come to life. Okay? You have your book, you have your ring, you have your book. Now you're ready to write in it. So first thing you're going to start thinking about now, what kind of style you want to have. Do you want a religious wedding or a religious wedding that's outside of a religious facility? Okay? There's not pros and cons, but there's protocols that happens if you do a wedding inside a religious facility. And that's normally they call that a traditional wedding. Okay? So you got your traditional and your non-traditional. You break the traditions when you have your wedding outside a religious facility. You can still be religious, as such as myself, but you're doing a little bit, you know, variations of various things. Okay, so that goes into a whole other video of how you can create your ceremony. But you have to decide on what style of wedding you want to have. Okay. Once you decide on that, you want to just think about the time of year. We're going to just focus on Ohio. Of course, there are destination weddings and there's weddings where you can just go and it's just summer all the time. That's not the case here. And I know the laws here, and we're talking about couples who are going to get married in Ohio. You have 4 seasons. You have to think about summer, spring, winter, and fall. And still, that's not even like guaranteed. It can probably be sunny in December and snowy in March or June. So here in Ohio is unpredictable. The weather's unpredictable. So that has you thinking about, is it an indoor wedding or outdoor wedding? Now you got to remember your guests. Are your guests are they health compromised? Are they traveling from a larger location? Are they in the military away or in school and college? Do you want these guests to be there? Are they on vacation? Are families going on vacation? Is it during the holiday they need to be with their family? All these play factors. Now, planning a wedding in the slower seasons is not the peak, so it's more affordable, it's more feasible. But planning weddings in like between April and August, or even uh, up to November, I would say, it can be pricey because it's peak season. A lot of people are getting married, so the vendors, their services are in demand. So you definitely keeping that in mind as far as when we're talking about budget. Like I already mentioned, indoor, outdoor, something to consider. You can cut costs with outdoor, but then you're taking a chance with the weather. So you have that. Um, Again, like I said, I wanted to put a pin right there at budget because that is you can that factors everything. What type of money do you have to invest that is not going to affect your living before you start planning or after the wedding has come to the end of the celebration? I'll say that, not the marriage, but the end of the celebration and everybody's gone home. What type of money can you risk in putting into your wedding to create this ah, magical moment to blow the minds of your guests, because that's what we're doing, right? Now I also want to put a pin right here to understand, as you start to factor into your budget, uh, my experience and my knowledge has shown me and proven facts that there's needs and wants. There's only two things you need to have a wedding and a marriage, and that's a fiance and that's your license. Everything else is just elements that create illusions of whatever you want. Okay? So don't stress yourself out if it gets too overwhelming. Come back down to what's really important, the fiance and the marriage. And I'm sorry, and the marriage license. And then the other optional third thing is your ring. And the ring is important. It's not mandatory at the time, but it's very important because it's a symbol. It's a symbol confirming that you are no longer available, and it lets the world know that. And it's a promise and an oath. It's a part of the oath. So those three things that you need to have. I'm not gonna get deep into that. Um, I just don't want people to get stressed out because it can get overwhelming when you're trying to be overwhelming. When you're trying to overwhelm your budget, your finances. All right, so now that you got budget and whatnot, you're trying to plug. Now it's time to plug and play within that budget, what you're able to spend within that all that money. Can you afford a DJ, a photographer, the dress, the ring, the tux, the bridal party, the honeymoon, all of these things? If you're having a reception, because it's two parts, it's a ceremony and the reception. So the catering, the food, all right. So all of this factors in how many people you can invite, because you have to feed these people, you have to entertain these people. So you want to keep that in mind. If you rent out a facility for your reception, how many hours that you're going to need so they can enjoy the moment. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind. Now, that's like I said, that's all the other elements that you can incorporate in there, even from napkins to candles and all that. That's a part of your budget. Keeping that in mind. Next, I'm just saying, keeping your mind because I want you to remember all this. Next, I want to talk about really quick is how can you compromise your costs. Not so much let's say cut, but I'll say compromise. It sounds a little bit better. Compromise your costs and still have a beautiful, elaborate wedding at condensing your costs. I would say look for a vendor or a venue that's all inclusive. That may include all your decorations, everything like that. It's possible you may find one that also has your DJ and your officiant, everything like that. That's possible. Have your wedding at home. Have your wedding in your backyard, at a park. But don't forget, consider the weather. If you specialize in a service and you know that your photographer is really good quality, see if he will like your services. Trade services, barter. That's another thing you can do. Your dress, borrow it. They said something borrow, something blue. So borrow your dress, or go to a consignment, or go to or take up sewing. This is a way to get what you actually need. The other thing that you can do to cut costs, if you're having a reception and you having it at home or at a park or whomever, how about asking Big Mama or the mamas from the church or somebody? I'm just giving an example. Ask somebody know how to cook. Maybe you can trade service with them, or maybe somebody in your family. So look around in your family and see who's gifted, who's talented. Train your children. And if all else fails, go to YouTube. Learn it yourself. And then show somebody else how to do it so you can just be at the altar and you trust it. You know that they know what they're doing. So you can do that. And that's pretty much all that's required, and things that you can think about that you need to really think about. Again, like I said, as much as you want to add on to the necessity list that you feel that's necessity, that's where you got to make sure you have enough money and you're writing all this down to factor that in. If it does seem like it's going over, more than likely you have more people. You have too many guests on your list. You got to cut your list down. Unfortunately, bring them on live, stream it, and let them sit and watch it from the comfort of their home. It's cheaper. Let's talk about license. Let me really quick. License, really, really simple. But the most important thing, like I said, nothing can happen without the license. You and your fiance go to your county court, your probate court, with your government IDs, your or passports or whatnot. If you've been previously married and you're divorced, you need a divorce decree to confirm you have been legally divorced. Take that to the courthouse. They'll give you a packet that has a case number stating that your case is now open. Take that packet to your officiant, your clergy, or your pastor, and they'll know how to facilitate that. And they will after the ceremony, they will fill out the form that they need to get back to the court, expedite that really quick. They'll retain a copy for themselves. They'll give you the keepsake certificate, which is like a souvenir copy, showing that the ceremonies happened for you. Show your family and friends. You take that home. You now go to the website when you get home, track and see that the license has been received by the court. The paperwork from the clergy, pastor, officiant has returned it. You'll see that there. And once you see that it says case closed, your license is being delivered to your home. Once you receive that, the original license, you now go to your government facilities where you need to change your name, insurance, DMVs, banks, and all that with your license, and you're good to go. And that's pretty much the wedding. If I have missed anything, feel free to DM me or send me a personal text or call at 330-333-0249. I'll also try to make other videos to help you out along the way. If you are a officiant, a minister, pastor, whoever, and you do not have a facility to solemnize weddings, please consider Princess for a Day. We do have a package to offer for that. If you need my services and assistance with your wedding outside of a Princess for a Day, whether it be coordinating, whether it be consulting or day of coordinator, whatever, feel free to, or officiate, feel free to reach out to me as well. Other than that, I hope I covered everything that needs to be covered. I believe I have. If I have not, again, like I said, reach out. I'm sorry if I look tired. I have recorded this video 10 times. And I try to make it as short as possible, but it is what it is. It's just information that needs to be shared, and it just turned out to be about 15, 16 minutes. So you guys, happy Valentine's Day. Have an awesome night, and again, I am available if you need to reach out to me. All right, take care.